Hi, Zoe. I hope I don't look too stupid. Gaya has all kinds of interesting things here, so I was just trying some. I was just trying some. Okay, no, okay, I try to be serious. So, this video, what will I dedicate it to? I spoke about the chosen people. I spoke about some supernatural abilities, so-called, that are happening in the Pardes. You know what? I'll dedicate this episode to time dimension. Let's say I'll dedicate it to the absence of time dimension. I think that humans' wrong perception about the time dimension, and it became critical once they actually invented the clock that is counting the time, is creating chaos when it comes to understanding history and so on and so on. You relate to history as something solid. It happened and that's it. And it's a fact. Well, it is not true. The past can be changed. The past is changing all the time. There is not really a time dimension as you understand it. You have the time dimension the way it is in order to create some order in your mind. Otherwise, you'll go crazy. So your biology needs this structure. However, it doesn't really exist. And you have many ancient cultures that spoke to you about the fact that the time is not linear, it's actually a circle. I don't know if you've heard about it, but there are quite a lot of conspiracy theories, a lot surrounding what now is called the Mandela effect. What is the Mandela effect? You have huge groups of people, sometimes millions of people, that remembers that something in history happened in a certain way. However, in the history books, it's written differently. Why did it call it the Mandela effect? Due to the issue with Mandela. There are millions of people that remember that Nelson Mandela died in prison. I was one of them. This is the story I remembered, However, Nelson Mandela did not die in prison and he lived until an old age, but it wasn't the reality like before. Now it changed, and only some people remember, the majority doesn't. So this is why they call it the Mandela effect, and you have many things like that. Now some of the things can be actually proven because it is in a book and it's changing, like the content of the book is changing, okay? Bizarre things are happening with this. Nobody have explanations, so they have many conspiracy theories. The issue is that there is no time dimension. And this is why you have all of those stories in the Bible and in other places of people that lived hundreds and thousands of years. They did live for hundreds of years. It's the truth. Not in the ordinary time dimension. They were in a different stage of consciousness, out of the matrix, in the Pardes, out of the matrix, out of the time dimension. Also, they did not age. And this is the story about Simpson. I think one of the channels here spoke about it. If not, I'll make another video just on that. So it is true. Not in this stage of consciousness, not once you are synchronized with this time dimension, where the clock is ticking. in a different stage of consciousness, your physiology responds to your consciousness, and you don't age. And this is time traveling. You can have weeks that have 20 days in 1 week. The week doesn't add. You have repetitions of the same day. You remember the rest. This is why people go cuckoo. Not easy to handle. Being out of the matrix. Your mind might explode. So, due to the fact that there is no time dimension, history is changing all the time. And it can be changed, especially if a big amount of people, a large amount of people will focus their consciousness power into this change. Devorah was speaking about the fact that the Hebrew Kohens had saved Yeshua, warned him, and he ran to the east and he was not crucified eventually. It's the truth. However, as long as you have 2 billion people, Christians, believing that he was crucified, and they keep on praying for a sculpture of a crucified, they keep on crucifying him over and over again, and they're interrupting the Hebrew Kohen's work to actually save him. So we save him over and over and over again because they crucify him over and over and over again. They have to break the sculptures to destroy them in order to save Yeshua's soul. Because we've warned him. They're pulling him towards crucifixion. It is happening now. 2,000 years ago is happening now. So if the Christians would just listen, just throw away the sculptures, just stop crucifying him, and trying to help him. He was one of us. So, history can change. Reality is not as solid as you think. It is a fact that with human consciousness, the past can be recreated in some levels. If it is not documented, or it is documented just in a minority way, most likely it has the option to change. If it is heavily documented, more difficult because the more human consciousness is into it. But it can change. So it was a short video about the time dimension. It was Zoey, and I'll see you again. So shall be light, Gaya, or amen. Goodbye.